Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek and Origins 2018. I'm sitting down with Paul Peterson and Mike Selinker, and you guys are from Lone Shark Games.
Yes.
And you have brought us Ninth World,
Yeah.
which we wanted to do the big box reveal right from the get-go. I mean, so first of all, like very unusual shape for a box, very unique shape.
I basically said I want a monolith and then walked out for lunch. And when I came back, they had this design done, which was super
amazing.
good. I can claim no credit for it.
So,
yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to let you take it from here.
Sure. So we pull this off, right? And then inside, very excited. Inside we have this sort of
cool
map
monolithy map thing.
I can flip it over and not worry about what's going on inside it. And then, when I'm done, I want to just show the map, decide where we go in the game. Now
Bam.
there's a board.
And so I'm just kind of, and then I'm going to lift this up for little people so they also see
We
that
pull off some of the
inside.
characters off the top. We have a little, pull that back just a little bit. We have a little tray. Pull that off. We have all the cards and the tokens, and then inside all of the region cards, and there's a second tray in there, so it's kind of nice.
So if you love good box organization,
Exactly.
right here.
And we did none of this.
None. None. We said this would be really great and walked out.
Yes, pretty much. Pretty much.
All right, now that we've ogled the box,
Oh yeah, I can
let's
do that all
ogle the
day.
game.
Okay, no problem. So this game's set in Monty Cook Games' Numenera universe. So if you're familiar with their RPG, which is fantastic, set 1 billion years in the future, and we were like, that's a great setting. Let's build a card game for it. And so Boyan Radakovich, myself, and Mike all worked really hard to make a game that slots into that universe really well. And you do the things you would do in that universe. There are adventurers running around exploring a world that's 1 billion years from now. It's a very simple game. Everybody has 5 cards, and that's all you're going to have in the game. Over time, these cards are going to get better than they are at the beginning of the game. So it's kind of a deck builder if you consider that this is your entire deck, right? And it will never be bigger than this.
I can handle that.
Right, exactly. Very, very quickly, what we're going to be doing is we're trying to acquire the cards in the middle. And we're going to go every round. There are 5 phases. In the first phase is scouting, and in each round we're going to take our cards and we're going to bid some number of them, and we're going to use that power, or that how much we bid, to act in that phase. That's right. You get a shield.
Shield,
You
so
get a
you don't have to show.
That's right, that's right. And then you're like, oh, that's how many I'm going to bid. And you don't show people what you're doing. Then you reveal, and you're like, oh, I bid 1. Yay! So, and that's going to happen 5 times, and then you're going to pick your cards up, and you're going to do the next round.
And if you look over there, these cards over here, this is our region. We make very modular games at Lone Shark. We want to make sure you have lots and lots of content. So we show that this is the path through Anquen, which is a very different place than some of the other places that you might have picked on the map. So it shows you that you can play a 5-round game in about 30 minutes. You can, instead of that, you can go all the way back to go all the way home, play that in about an hour. So it's a game that gives you lots of options. We also decided, well, we sort of decided and then actually achieved making it both competitive and cooperative. So you can play if you like.
You can play it either way you like.
Yeah, you can play if you like our co-op games. You can like Pathfinder and Apocalypse Party. You can play it that way. If you like our more competitive games like Lords of Vegas and stuff like that, you can play it cutthroat against each other. And you can also play it solo. So it basically covered all the things we wanted to do.
Whatever you want in the game, we try to provide.
Well, it's 1 billion years from now.
Yeah,
Right? Got some time to figure it out, I suppose.
Right. But you know, it's pretty simply it. In the first, there's 5 phases. The first one is going to be about getting more cards out here. There's always 5 in the town, but we can go out and explore in the wilderness and add more cards out here. And then in each phase, the Tinker phase, we go after only the green cards. That's all we care about, and we bid to see, you know, this one costs 1, this one costs 3, this one costs 3, and so we bid, and whoever has the highest bid gets to pick first. So it's important, but at the same time, you still only have these 5 cards.
Right.
And eventually they'll start to be worth it. This is Tinker 1, it's only worth 1 point during the Tinker phase, but eventually you'll get a Tinker 2 or a Tinker 3, and so you'll be able to say, a Tinker 3, that's worth 5 bids in the Tinker. That's what we're going for right now. So, and then you're gonna explore, you're going to go after the green ones, then the yellow ones, then the red ones, and then you're going to whatever you have left over you didn't spend, that's what you're going to use to make your cards better for next turn. And you're just going to repeat this 5 to 9 times, depending on whether you're playing the short game or the long term.
And I imagine since we each have a character,
We
that
do.
there's going to be some variability from character to character.
Absolutely. This shows you, like, that is why I have a Tinker card and a Combat card, is because I have Tinker and Combat.
Whereas
and,
I had a Scout and
a charm. That's right.
And everybody also has, because again, we want as much variety as possible, a special power. And if you decide that you like playing this character because you like having the green card and the red card first, but you don't really like this power, we give you 50 more powers,
Wow.
so that you can play every character 50 different ways.
Sure, absolutely.
And you can play those each of the 12 characters 50 different ways in 9 different regions. So we don't think you're going to run out of game for a while.
That's right. And those regions, even though that's set up to be one region there and to play with special events that happen every other turn in that region, you can actually mix and match those cards just as well and play it entirely differently than you had before.
We're going to get to 1 billion somewhere.
Somewhere. We want 1 billion different
Billion.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we put some effort into this. And the other thing about it that we haven't mentioned, but we really should, is that the story that Monte Cook Games gave us, because we just fell in love with the world, we just really wanted to do justice to that.
Right.
So everything is incredibly weird. like everything you turn over, you're just like,
We're not kidding. 1 billion years in the future is a
how
little
many
weird.
faces does this thing have?
Right.
Are they floating in the water? What's happening here? And then there's all these alien artifacts that you put on your head and you hope it doesn't eat it, right? Like you just try to figure out everything.
That's how their game works, basically. Like something's left over from a previous age, and you pick it up, and you're like, "This is a shield. It creates a shield around me." No, it turned out it was supposed to keep water off of cards, but now that you've got it, you turn it into a shield.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we had just so much fun designing and illustrating things for this universe.
Right.
And every time I showed Monty or those guys something, I would expect, no, you've gone too far.
No.
It was
Not
just
so
like,
much.
yeah,
Like-
now we have one of those.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's great. That'll be in our next book
Did you
too.
find that obviously they influenced you because
Yeah.
you built it on their word? Did you in turn then influence them?
It's kind of an attempt to top each other in some way.
Alright.
Like, no, they'll never approve. Nope, they like that one. All
That
right.
was good. That was good.
So yeah, every now and then we would say something. Mostly, what we really wanted to do is make sure that it was like a post-racial, post-gender, every other conflict that you can possibly imagine. Right? We just went all out and said, no, you're not going to find anything in here that reinforces any biases you might have in your life. Instead, we're going to just go and say, what if this was a half hippo, half dragon monster? We have one of those? Yeah, okay, let's make that into a player character race.
Right.
You know, like that's totally fine. And everybody just sort of produced one of the games that we can be the most proud of, because it is just a bold, bright, staggeringly interesting future. And it gives us the ability to make expansion after expansion.
Yeah.
We're going to go, if we get to do more, we're going to go like into the ocean. And then we're going to go into space.
This is just a settled land.
Yeah,
the world is much bigger than the place you normally play in.
Yeah, you've got a big billion-year playground to play in.
Right.
Well, if you guys want to check that out and are interested in playing 1 billion years in the future, so to say, then you can check out The Ninth World. So, Mike,
We should say when it comes out.
Let's say when it comes out.
It comes out next week. We have it here at Origins, but it'll come out on the 20th. And it'll be in every game store, so please check it out there.
Let's clarify the 20th of June.
20th
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
That's fine. Well, Peter and Paul and Mike, excuse me, thank you so much for letting us take a look. I'm both ogling over the game and the box, and you should check it out as well.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.